Huang murmured his last words in his coma. The Three Gorges, that project is a no-go. Huang Wanli was the late Chinese water conservation expert and professor at the Department of Water Resources of Tsinghua University. He illustrated the geological, environmental, ecological, and military hazards of the Three Gorges Dam project. 6 times he wrote to the then CCP top leaders, General Secretary Jiang Zemin and Premier Li Peng, to explain why the project is a no-go. Huang's prediction. Historically, 4 large rivers discharged large quantities of stone and sediment into the main canyon. But if the Three Gorges area is impounded, the sediment would gather and accumulate. Huang knew the sediment would ultimately block the port of Chongqing and force water levels to rise in floods surrounding farm fields. And these floods, he warned, would be dozens of times worse than the Ankang flood of 1983, when the Han River soared 21 meters and flooded the entire city. 870 people died, and 900,000 people were displaced, according to official numbers. And in the end, the accumulated sediment from the 100-meter-tall cliffs at both sides of the bank had to be shipped out of the area and dumped downstream. Huang reminded that while there were abundant water sources that fed more than 100 million people in the Three Gorges area, what was lacking was cultivated farmland. As such, there shouldn't be any dams on rivers in such a landform. He specifically predicted that in less than 10 years after the dam's completion, rocks and sediment would block the port of Chongqing. Floods would take over both Jiangjin and Beibei districts of Chongqing, and hundreds of thousands of people would risk drowning. Along with the cost of the dam plus the mass relocation of people in flood-prone areas, this project would be a no-go. Yet despite all of this, the Three Gorges Dam began operations in 2012 and was fully completed in December 2015 after the last major component of the project, the ship lift, was done. Huang mourned on his deathbed, "The Three Gorges Dam will eventually have to be blown up. Ask for forgiveness." Huang also recommended that 4 iron statues, 3 men and 1 woman, be placed in a nearby city and sculpted to kneel at the Three Gorges. This signifies the asking of forgiveness from the Three Gorges, the Yangtze River, and future generations of Chinese. The 4 statues would be Li Peng, then Premier of the State Council, Chen Zhengying, Minister of Water Resources and Electricity, Lu Yaomei, General Manager of China Three Gorges Corporation and Deputy Minister of Energy, and 4. Zhang Guangdou, a deputy leader in charge of the dam project quality inspection for the State Council. Huang's suggestion, of course, was duly rejected as well. But after the majority of the Three Gorges project was completed in 2009, parts of Chongqing's urban areas were flooded in 2010, 2012, 2014, and 2018, with water levels reaching record highs for decades. The consequences. Today, both upstream and downstream of the Three Gorges Dam on the Yangtze River have flooded. Many regions in China have recently used, quote, heavy rain warnings for 27 consecutive days, and on June 22nd, the Chongqing section of the Qijiang Basin experienced the largest flood since 1940 due to heavy rainfall. 26 provinces have also been met with heavy rains. Later, on June 27th, rapid flooding forced the Three Gorges Dam and Gezhouba Dam to simultaneously discharge, leading to the first city downstream, Yiqiang, to be flooded. The Three Gorges Dam's ineffective flood control also exacerbated disasters in cities further downstream. On June 29th, a leaked classified CCP document revealed that authorities demanded all floods to be released on June 28th in order to protect the Three Gorges Dam. What authorities did publicly reveal, however, was that water was discharged at 34,700 cubic meters per second. Continuous rainfall in the Yangtze River has already made it difficult for locals to cope, but adding disastrous floods coupled with the CCP-ordered discharge have resulted in huge losses on life and property. In deciding whether to save citizens' lives or the reputation and stability of the CCP's power, the CCP doesn't hesitate to pick the latter. And while the floods seem like natural disasters, they are all man-made. Huang Wanli knew this, murmuring during his last moments, quote, "That project is a no-go." Ignoring nature. The legendary king of Dayu, or Yu the Great, is known throughout China for his control on the Great Flood of the Yellow River, the second longest river after the Yangtze River. The key to Dayu's water management is to, quote, divert without blocking. The CCP, however, believes that mankind will conquer heaven, calling on people to fight against heaven, transform nature, block rivers, build dams, and disregard Chinese traditions. It launched a violent revolution against nature. The Three Gorges Project, known as China's largest water conservancy project, is one of these examples.